Hello, welcome to Love Food, Hate Money, the show where we talk about how much we love food and we prove it by spending all of our money on it. I am going to be your host, Jonah. This is co-host Courtney.
Hey.
And today we are back to a morning recording, so we're drinking coffee. Because we don't drink alcohol in the morning that often. Wink.
Only on Sundays.
And other days that end in Y.
And if you're local to like the Metro Phoenix area, we every Sunday go to the Rift and we get chilaquiles from Jonah.
Yep.
We bring our own orange juice.
As one is to do.
We make mimosas.
And eat chilaquiles.
And you can come hang out with us.
It's a good time. Come on down.
Most days we don't have to rush to work after. But some days we do.
I'm going to say half the days we do. But we still make a point to go out and eat the chilaquile lunch because it's fun.
It's our support local Sunday routine.
Yes.
And our money is very, very dedicated to these
very
two
dedicated
businesses.
to supporting local. That's what they say about our money. And this third business, because we're drinking pear coffee
yes.
again. And shout out to Kim Hawk, because he roasts coffee really good.
Yeah, Kim Hawk would be a great guest, wouldn't he?
Wink.
He's such a busy guy.
I mean, that's what happens when you have children. It's
Yeah, the business and the actual one.
Mm-hmm.
What are we drinking?
We're drinking a Kenyan wash process. Pour over, V60, ceramic. Just get hyper specific.
You want to give the specs on the water also?
Primo filtered, but put through our Bonavita kettle that has been on the fritz. So it might be the right temperature. It might not.
It's on its way out.
You've made it angry like 2 or 3 times and tripped its fuse. I
didn't mean to.
Didn't quite know how that was an option, but I had to do some reading, and it turns out that Courtney's good at making technology angry.
It's because it heard me talking about how we're going to buy an espresso machine, and it was like,
fuck you are.
No, you ain't. It's really good coffee. It
tastes like a Kenyan. It's kind of like vegetal and earthy and weird, and a lot of people wouldn't like it, but it's how it's supposed to taste.
It's really good. And we got some cute boxes.
And, well, you wanted to talk about some general housekeeping stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like how our dogs are a mess. That's the general housekeeping.
The general housekeeping is, it is good to buy a carpet cleaner when you have a disabled dog.
And that's all there is to say. Moving on.
No, I did want to say, we mentioned Kim Hawk would be a great guest. We are looking to get some other really great guests in the next couple months. Our schedules have not really allowed for it. But over the holidays, obviously. And then January was just like a hot mess.
February is going to be a hot mess. That's what we're talking about today. Guys, in detail, is that it's the most wonderful time of the year for our various Arizona holidays.
Life is out of hand, but we would love to get some more guests on. That's a goal of ours. And then exciting news, we have a new t-shirt coming out. I am working on getting it ordered, but I just finished the design. I think it's really fun. I think you'll really like it.
The best part is, everyone, is that I don't even know if I know what this shirt is. Even if she has showed it to me, I'm just as surprised as you all are.
Yeah, so do that. We've got stickers, and we've got the I'm Just Here for the Food t-shirts still. Obviously, I said I was going to get those listed on our website, but I haven't had a camera for 2 weeks now. So that's been a whole thing.
Because Google is mad at us for breathing.
I'm about to get Laura and go after Google. That's it. Courtney takes down. Google 2023.
I hope that you win.
So anyways, what are we talking about today?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. All of our favorite holidays. The Wasted Management Open.
Wasted Management.
It's really funny. So there's that. I'll talk about why I think that their rebranding is funny. Superb Owl.
Superb Owl.
It's here. It's coming a couple days from now. That's spooky.
So when this comes out, it'll have been 2 days ago.
Yes. And then when this comes out, it will also be the most important holiday to everyone, obviously. It's Valentine's Day. Everyone loves it.
Boo.
Just so much love in the air. Chocolate as far as the eye can see. Nope. I was going to... Oysters telling you to eat your servers with a wink. That too. Ooh, those are not words you want to cross. Servers telling you to eat your oysters with a little wink because, aphrodisiacs.
Yuck. Is that on the preview at your work? Are you guys doing a set menu?
We are doing a set menu, and I love our set menu because there's like a right path on our set menu and a wrong path on our set menu.
Oh.
There's like maybe
because it's a choose your own adventure.
It's a choose your own adventure. It's a choice of across. I think everyone starts with a Caesar, And then it's choice of for the next 2 or 3 courses. I can't remember how many we're doing on the set, but there are people that have ordered in previous set menus with similar option choices. It's like $125 per person. People have ordered meals that are easily $30 for $120.
Oh my God.
And it's just so funny because we will actively, me and a couple of the other servers that are like, not good people because we're servers, but like looking out for them, like, are you sure you want that? Because these are things that we have all the time, and you could get this special thing that we only have today. And then they're like, no, we couldn't possibly. We just love it so much. We just have to have it if we're here.
Well, that's how the restaurant makes money, obviously.
It's incredible.
Duping people.
It blows my mind because people are willing to spend. That's the exact thing that they say too.
It's the novelty of going out on the holiday.
Sure. Which is something that I think that you become very disenchanted with if you work in the industry at all.
I was trying to think. I think in the 10 years we've been together, we've gone out on 2 Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day.
And it was shit both
And it was
times.
when we worked in the office.
Yeah, and it wasn't good.
No.
One of them was the Cave Creek spot that shut down, right?
No, that was our anniversary.
Oh, was that a different day that was ruined?
Ruined. Yeah.
I mean, not ruined, but it was just not a restaurant that we would ever. There's certain times where we'll go out to eat and be like, oh, our value wasn't there. Like, it's hard to even appreciate that you're like a local business at this point when you're just not executing on all levels.
The problem is we know too much. I think we could probably enjoy things more if we didn't know as much.
That was some words of wisdom that I got from a mentor at one point, where he was like, eventually you'll get to a point where you go out to a restaurant and you don't notice everything. And that's when you've transcended. And I was like, I can't wait to get to that point because going out to eat's kind of hard.
Yeah. So let's start with Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Because that's in the past now.
Yeah,
but
it's
for
already
us,
happened.
It's in the future.
Future and the past. It's Super Bowl is God. We started last year. My idea, your execution. Just like our restaurant, if it ever happens.
Man, I just feel like that's the story of my life. Is it's somebody else's idea and my execution.
You're a good executioner. Taking, and I don't think this is a unique idea. I'll preface with that and saying that there's probably other people that have done this.
I still haven't seen it anywhere yet, though, which I think is really interesting.
We are doing, and starting last year, we're going to continue it as long as we can. For the Super Bowl, we're going to try and have a Super Bowl spread of food, or of at least like a couple of core dishes that represent the cities that are playing in the Super Bowl. So we started it last year when it was LA and Cincinnati. So we had quesadilla tacos and Skyline chili, which was a good time.
That was too messy, hearty.
It was a very sloppy
meaty food.
It was good to have Super Bowl food that was sloppy. And then this year we've got Philly and Kansas City, and we don't have the means to smoke anything. So Kansas City barbecue is somewhat out the door. So I had to research a little bit. Apparently Kansas City is also known for chicken spiedini, which is beaten and rolled out chicken breasts. And it's, you lay them out flat and you crust them. You do a little standard breading procedure, and then you roll them up and skewer them, and then you fry it off. So little chicken pinwheels, fried chicken pinwheels with, I've seen...
It's like a butter sauce.
Lemon garlic butter sauce. And then I've also seen just like regular tomato sauce. So I don't know which one is proper.
We'll do some more research.
And then one thing that we've actually had while we were there, because we visited Kansas City long time ago.
Same year we went to Noma.
Many moons.
Is when we went to Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, that was a busy summer for travel for us.
Yeah, we
came back and then we left like 2 days later.
We were in Denmark, and then 2 weeks later, I was competing as an apprentice for Pastry Chef of the Year for ACF, and it was being held in Kansas City. And so we got to go to one of those Starbucks that had the, where are you visiting from? And we were like, AZ, Denmark, Kansas City, back to Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Vaguely.
That was fun.
We went, and the one thing that we truly remembered from that visit was the barbecue, because we went to the same barbecue restaurant a couple of times.
Twice, yeah.
But we loved one of their sides the most, and it was cheesy corn. And it was just like a cheesy corn casserole bake thing.
It was so good.
It was wildly tasty. And that's a staple of Kansas City barbecue accoutrement. And since we can't do the actual barbecue portion, we're going to do the spiedini and the cheesy corn for For Kansas City, that's the place. I'm just picturing the Eagles.
The reason why we ate at that barbecue restaurant 2 nights in a row?
No.
We weren't old enough to rent a car.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't want to pay for like a taxi because we were staying downtown next to the convention center. And that was the only barbecue within walking distance.
That's right. Because we were weird about our money at that point.
Well, we were also like 19.
Well, it was on the tail of the Noma trip too. And we already had spent too much money there for reasons told.
Right. So yeah, we're doing that for Kansas City. And then for Philly,
we're clearly doing buffalo chicken wings. No. Now we're doing cheese steaks.
I wanted to do a sliced pork sandwich, but you shot that down.
We could do sliced pork sandwiches.
It's too late. I already bought the beef.
We can have the beef for the shabu shabu that it was intended. Costco God's will. No, what was the other thing that would have been really funny, and Mikey would be able to attest to this, is the like tomato pie that Philly's known for.
Oh, yeah.
Not the actual pizza, but like tomato pie. It's a whole separate entity. That would have been cool.
I think they talk about it on Abbott Elementary. You remember?
I think so.
That show has really made me a big fan of Philly, guys.
Big Philly fan. Fly, Eagles, fly. I think that's who we're roughly rooting for, because I think Mikey's coming over for the day. Also, the fact that we know someone that we call Mikey that's going to watch a Phillies game with us is like, that's a very...
That's true. Well, we had a representative from Cincinnati last year, and that didn't,
That didn't go well.
That didn't pan out, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're the representative from California.
Right.
Ooh.
Well, it's so funny because last year I had been to one of the cities. I had not been to Cincinnati. But now this year I've been to Kansas City and I've been to Philadelphia.
I have been to one of them, not the other.
And I've had a Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia. So I have an idea of what it should be like.
Should it taste like meat and cheese and smell like a throne of flies?
You know what it's not going to taste like? Racism. Did you see that video recently about the owner of Geno's who had like passed away, and his one dream was to keep his like racist stickers in the window of
yeah. Yes, I did.
Of the restaurant. And then his son hired a PR firm after he died, and they go, yeah, that's the first thing you need to get rid of.
It's like, but the racism is what makes the meat taste good.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't it just like wildly pro-America, where it was like, keep my America
well, it was like, you're in America, speak English, and it's a tourist trap. So people from all over the world, like, it's a world famous restaurant.
Yeah.
So they're going to go there.
Crazy PR for that.
It's bad business.
Well, no, for that corner, like the fact that you got Pat and Geno's like facing each other off, and like that's a cultural phenomenon outside of the United States is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to research like how that spread as far as it did, because like overall cheesesteaks are good, but it's not like this like crazy, like, man, they are going nuts over there. They've got meat and cheese.
Pop off.
And bread, are you kidding? Wow, they're like, it's pretty basic overall.
Yeah. Well, I know you can really get people upset by putting vegetables like peppers and mushrooms specifically.
Let's make Mikey's protein style. Just serve it up in a big old thing of romaine lettuce and be like, here you go, bud. Break his little soul.
The real question is with whiz or without.
We can buy whiz for it. I don't know if I've ever actually had cheese whiz, full disclosure, which is very off-brand for me.
I've had something trashy that you haven't had.
Yeah, I don't think my family, most of us are lactose intolerant. Like growing up, even me, I didn't have actual milk for a long time.
Does it contain real dairy though? Like, I feel like it's on that weird line of like mostly plastic.
Well, yeah, but you can't spell things with a Z and have it not be real. That's science, right? That's why they label things chicken wings with WINGZ. Be like, that's probably real chicken.
We were talking about the other day, like other cities, like if they got picked of this like weird, like, I don't know, what do you cook for that?
Yeah, I mean,
So we need to really come up with like a full list so we're ready.
I personally, it's the adventure for me, because like when San Francisco is eligible, like that was part of the reason that I enjoyed watching the championship games, because I was like, I wonder what I'm going to be eating in a couple of Sundays. So when it was like the 49ers playing, I was like, oh man, maybe we're going to have sourdough bread bowls and clam chowder. And then after the first quarter, I was like, we're eating cheesesteaks. And then the other game was Kansas City, and it was Cincinnati again. So it was
Skyline Chili.
And then it was just like staring down the barrel of chocolate ground beef soup and being like, here we go again. I really Skyline Chili is more really tasty delicious than what it is. especially with the sheer amount of cheddar that you eat on it. Like, if you're a fan of sharp cheddar cheese, Skyline chili is just a vehicle for that, or vice versa. I don't even know. There's an equal cheese to everything else ratio when you eat it.
The cheese to noodle ratio is a 1-to-1 situation. And then if you're like a raw onions girly, like, it's perfect.
Yep. And then you can even get beans in there. We're talking about all the ways. This is the way. But we're not eating that this year.
No, I'm excited. I hope it turns out well. It's two things that I really haven't cooked before, per se. So,
I mean, you fried chicken before, so that's all a spaghetti is.
But these specific dishes.
And cheesesteak is just a worse version of a chopped cheese. Come at me.
Ooh, throwing hands. And then, obviously, release day. It's Valentine's Day.
Yes. Love is in the air. Your local oysters are going to tell you to eat your server. per my slip of the tongue earlier. Wink.
Valentine's Day is hard because I think there's a lot of restaurants that put out menus that, like, they don't usually get to change up their menu very much, and they get to run these specials, and that's kind of cool. And you want to go eat those things. But on the other hand, it's like,
this isn't what you normally make, so this isn't going to make me want to come back. I'll come here again next Valentine's Day.
Well, the problem is, like, you're running these new menus for one night, and it's, like, going to be your busiest night of the week.
And then you don't know what the hell you're doing.
And then that can cause issues. And obviously, like, a lot of restaurants can handle that. They do holidays every year. It's not a big deal. But every once in a while.
Yeah, it's always more chaotic than it should be because it's different. It's enough out of routine that the kitchen usually gets thrown off in my experience. And then, like, some places that I have worked, they don't necessarily, the day of, it's like, all right, 5 minutes before, 5 new dishes, let's talk about them real quick. And you're like, but wait, what about this one? And they're like, service has already started. And you're like, I don't know what's happening. And then you're just praying.
When I think there's also so much like hype around Valentine's Day, like there's so much expectation, whether it be like from the couple or from one person in the couple specifically.
It's super funny to me how many people are like, you ruined my day. You're like, well, this is another Tuesday to us. You're just because people put a lot of weight on like having everything go perfect, more so than other days when you're out at a restaurant, which is funny to me because you're basically spending your money anyway. Like, you should probably care about your money other days too, not just be like, it's Valentine's Day, this is the most important day for me.
Yeah, we should really treat every day like Valentine's Day, guys.
Just every day, just oysters and chocolate. Yeah, Valentine's Day menus are funny. I appreciate where I've worked where they were like, we're just going to do a normal service because if people like it, they can come back and be like, oh, look, that was the same special day service that we got. It's always special here.
Mm-hmm.
And when every day is special, no day is special. Yay.
I feel like you've probably worked a lot more Valentine's Days than I have. Have you had any like weird interactions with couples?
I mean,
have you seen any breakups?
I don't think I've seen a break. I haven't served breakups. I've been around when they've happened, though, where like people on one end of the restaurant, like someone starts crying and then there's just someone sitting by themselves staring at their chocolate. And it's like, well, that didn't go according to plan now, did it? And that stuff's kind of fun, I guess. I don't know if you're twisted. I'm a little twisted, so I look at that stuff and laugh. Basically, anytime someone's out and about and they start crying because of something said at the table, I'm like, how? How did you get to this point?
What is happening?
I guess I'm probably not normal in the fact that, like, if I'm out to eat, I'm mostly there eating. Like, we don't necessarily talk that much. And if we do, it's about the food. And I haven't talked about you to food and been like, how dare you, Courtney? And then just start crying and leave the restaurant because you thought that the sauce was good when it clearly wasn't.
That would be really funny.
The drama.
Yeah.
But there's not been too many instances that I have personally had to deal with.
I'll be excited for you to report back after Tuesday because I feel like
this could be the one.
This is really gonna, I just can feel already this is gonna be a very dramatic Valentine's Day for you.
I really hope it's not, but I hope that I make at least $2. That's my goal.
Well, and then there's the other part of Valentine's Day outside of like the restaurants. There's like, what is the best candy? The best, like, I mean, chocolate I think is always associated,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Because nothing's sexier than chocolate.
But then you have like those little conversation hearts,
which are absolute trash.
They're so fun though.
You like conversation hearts?
I think they're funny. There's people who make like...
Yeah, but not actual conversation hearts.
No, but there's
just
like
the
alternative
them, where
ones
just
where they
like
just say
a little heart that says
thing.
F you, and you're like, yeah.
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 That's exactly what I would say.
You're always talking like that.
Well, what I love about Valentine's candy is it goes into the grocery store on January 1st.
Yeah, it's New Year's candy. New Year's hearts.
I mean, if we're going with the whole just generic store-bought candy, I'm a Reese's peanut butter cup person. That's my jam.
Sure. I mean, I think I've grown to like Twix more.
Really?
I think so.
You need that crunch?
I like the little crunch. And I've had too many bad peanut butter cups. I don't think I've ever had a bad Twix. Peanut butter cups have a pretty...
We've already talked about this. You got to order them right off the line.
Right, which that's too much effort. If I have to order something right off the line, then it wasn't good to begin with. Or if it was only good to begin with, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
When it comes to mass packaged chocolates. Let's see. Valentine's Day. Oh, we talked about the Wasted Management Open.
Yes.
That's the holiday that starts the Thursday before this comes out.
There's so much happening
Metro
in Arizona
Phoenix
right
is
now.
Popping off.
Ugh.
But yeah, WM, the People's Open, the place where everyone goes out to day drink, and there's at least an arrest a day.
Get messy.
Get messy. It's so funny because I think it's funny because it's sponsored by our local trash.
It's sponsored
company.
by Trash for Trash.
By the trash for the trash. But they used to be pretty vocal, like, oh, it's the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and now it's just the WM, and they're like, no, it's WM, not Waste Management. We're WM now.
No, you're not.
It's like, you're still the trash company. Like, I don't understand who you think you're tricking. I don't think that heard anyone before. They're like, I couldn't possibly go to this golf tournament. It's sponsored by the trash guys. Like, I don't understand their idea of marketing.
It's okay to be anti-big trash.
There's not another trash company, I think. That's I'm pretty sure they have a monopoly on the matter out here in Metro Phoenix. Like, there's not really, it's not like we move into an apartment complex and be like, oh, you use WM. I could never. I'll take the trash to the dump myself. Like, that's not a thing. But it's a great time for Scottsdale because we got a million.
It's a terrible time to drive.
We got a million drunk people, and then they'll come into your restaurant and be like, they'll smell like sunscreen and despair, and they'll be like, oh, we're just out at the open. We're just gonna, can I just have like a vodka's Red Bull? And we're like, and here's water. Like, it is the
Has that been happening? You haven't talked about that at all.
It happens. It would happen. There were people that would pop into the last restaurant that I worked at this last year. I haven't worked at this restaurant during Waste Management, but I mean, that's what happened. People will come in and they'll smell like they've been cooking out in the sun. They'll be leathered and they'll want a Mick Ultra, a Red Bull, and a shot of vodka all at once. And we're like, we're not going to deal with you. You're not not even a person to me at this point. You're a shell of the humanity. It's bad.
So who's worse behaved, the Waste Management people or the spring training people?
They're all bad. Waste Management people are more ill-behaved because it's such a short window. The spring training folks are more spread out usually. They're like, oh, I'm here for 5 weeks at my secondary property, and I'm just going to watch the Cubs play games that don't matter. It's really wild how committed the wealthy of Illinois are to watching the good old American sports ball.
Sports ball, baby.
Let's see. I think those are all the major events. Yeah, spring training's coming up. That'll be fun. Food-wise, it's not anything to report. There's a lot of local spots that are getting to do funny food at the Super Bowl events, though.
Well, yeah, you got Guy Fieri's pop-up, Nightmare Supreme, Extra Flavor Town.
Donkey sauce. Donkey sauce. That will be fun. I mean,
I'm sad we're not going to that. It's disappointing.
The thing that I'm the most sad about is that apparently Taco Bell did some like select pre-order things through their app where people got selected to get a big Mexican pizza, like an actual pizza-sized Mexican pizza around the Glendale locations of Taco Bell, and I wasn't involved with that, which just shows to Goya that I'm not loved by the Taco Bells or the Mountain Dews, that they don't love me the way I love them.
I heard from a coworker, she's got a part-time job at another restaurant, and she was saying that they just fired all of their delivery drivers. It's a pizza place, local pizza chain, starts with B. And this one location specifically fired all of their delivery drivers and started doing only like Uber Eats, started yesterday.
Oh.
And they're just like, yeah, we're just going to do Super Bowl like this. And I was like, have they ever done anything like this? And she was like, no.
Interesting. That'd have been cooler if they were like, yeah, we're firing you all, and we hired a fleet of pizza robots.
Could you imagine the stress of that, though? Because I just saw a TikTok the other day, because I don't really understand the food delivery apps.
You pay the app, and then the app.
From the driver's point of view, because they were saying, like, these are the rides I won't pick up. What happens if nobody picks up a ride? Like, no one picks up your delivery. What happens?
Anarchy. Pizza.
I don't
hell.
understand.
It's the pizza purge at that point, I'm pretty sure.
Because Jonah and I have a rule where if we're too lazy to go pick up the food, and lazy obviously is by our own definition. It's not lazy to order food to your house. It's our own, like, we probably have food in the fridge and we don't want to cook.
Yeah.
But we have to be willing at least to drive and go get the food.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that this is also times where we're not inebriated in any way.
Right,
where we're just
exactly.
like sitting on the couch staring at me like, do you want pizza? And like, we should, if we don't have the will to just stand up and go get the pizza, then we
make ourselves eat the
today.
home food.
Yeah. Very important to not, be ableist. And
yeah, well, my whole thing is like, there's a time and a place for that type of thing. I think it's great. I can't get past the fees, though. I think that's crazy. Tipping the driver, 100%. But
yeah, the fee.
Paying the company, I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, it feels weird to be like, yeah, you got the order put in to go, and an easier way for you to receive an extra $5. Yay.
Yay.
Anything else exciting? I mean, snacks for the Super Bowl are always fun. We don't emphasize those as much, but I think that my favorite is probably just like chips and dip.
I'm a big chips and salsa gal.
I like queso.
Should we make queso?
I thought that's what the cheesy corn was going to be for. I was going to dip my corn chips in cheesy corn and then have cornception.
Why?
I don't know. Sounds good.
All right. Well, I guess you can do that.
Thanks. Are you looking forward to Valentine's Day?
No, I work 10 hours that day.
Are you going to eat something romantic with the orangutans?
No, probably not. No.
Disappointing.
I'm
not working 10 hours that day, but I am working, and I'm sure that something chaotic will happen, because what I know is that nothing ever goes smooth on a special day.
I would love to do a follow-up episode where we basically go over your Valentine's Day stories and anybody else who served on Valentine's and like hear what went down. Like, I just want a full episode of just Valentine's Day gossip.
The tea episode.
Yeah. So anyways, everybody get on that.
Everybody that's working Valentine's Day, doesn't matter what the job is, let us know.
Don't care what you're due for work. If you have a weird interaction on Valentine's Day, we want to hear about it.
If you're a pizza robot and you want to talk to us about...
I get so happy when I see those stupid things on the road. They make me just filled with joy.
It reminds me of Wall-E. Every single one of them.
They're just adorable.
They're out there trying. All of them have a cockroach riding on top.
I think that's all I got.
Yeah,
I think I'm just stressed out about this upcoming very busy weekend.
We got a busy weekend. We got to go start prepping our chicken pinwheels, filling our cheesesteaks, and shucking our oysters. Wink.
Yikes. Thank you for listening to Love Food, Hate Money. This podcast is edited by John Watkins of Feather Fiction Studios. He also creates the original music for the show. You can connect with us on social media at Love Food, Hate Money and hello@lovefoodhatemoney.com. Rate and review us. Tell your friends. Tell them that you know these two weird people that keep posting a podcast. This is episode 40. Can you believe that? 40.
Ancient.
Wow. Crazy. So yeah, let them know. Let them come judge us for themselves. People like that.
Submit hate mail.
People like the drama.
The Valentine's Day drama. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
I made a mess.